Good, good morning, everyone. Trust you are doing great. So we'll be starting shortly. So we only have very few of us on the call right now. So if you can talk to your friends, you can check from the participants. Let them know that we are live, and we'll give them just in about 3 minutes so that we can kick off. We have quite a lot from the health is going to achieve for today. So we don't have to waste too much time. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Dr. Folonshaw.
Good morning to you, Mr. Nifemi.
I trust you're doing great, man.
Yes, I am, and you too.
Very well, very well. Thank you. Very well, thank you. So let's just give within the next 3 minutes, we'll kick off. So inform your
Join the call.
friends so they can come in.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Without further much ado, I think we can kick off. The rest of the students will be joining in because of the time. So you are welcome once again to another session of Edu2Work. And just to kick off again today, join me as I will welcome Dr. Luasho and Folorunsho. As she just take us through just within a couple of minutes on the house rules. Dr. Ma,
Okay, thank you again, Mr. Nifemi.
thank
So,
you,
good
ma'am.
morning, all. I always send you messages to say that you're well noted for joining this program. It's very important when opportunities come our way, we make use of it. Some persons, they have opportunities come their way and they just ignore it. For all of the 300 level students across the three colleges who are taking advantage of this to add value to themselves, I salute you for opening your eyes to opportunities. All of your other colleagues who aren't putting this on mind, send them messages to join on the platform. Whatever is being done for students is not done for the lecturers. We may benefit in one way or the other, but the attention and focus is you, student. So make use of this opportunity and gain and add value to yourself. Again, please, as you join, ensure that you mute yourself so that we can follow up well and don't cause any form of distraction to the house and the ongoing lectures or training session. All right. And other information regarding the assessment we provided as usual at the end of the meeting. So please make sure you also have your notepad. You can put one or two things down. Okay, they may be relevant to you as you ride on in your entrepreneurship drive and journey, and it will be also helpful for the assessment. So do have a wonderful session. Of course, I'm with you on the session, and I also have my notepad. I'm drafting out one or two things. Last week, one important thing we got, remember, integrity is not about just speaking the truth, it's about doing the right thing. And that has impacted this session very importantly. So that's one thing for me. I have my notepad. So make sure you have your notepad and let's write on this and have a good time in this session. Thank you very much to you all, and over to you, Mr. Nathan.
Okay, thank you very much, Ma, for that wonderful just insight that you shared with the students. And also for every student, our facilitator for today is ready. We have this session which will be coming up within few minutes. So just for the benefit of everyone. So we understand if you're having different issues with accessing the assessment portal, we understand that we will take note at the end, and when we set the percentage of people that have been able to complete the assessment, we use that to consider either reopen it or not. And if there's any other thing, also just know that okay, from our end, we are working on helping you to resolve that. So ensure that okay, across our communication channel, we respect each other, and just as we respect you, also we give you the due diligence, also expecting respect from you, rather than talking harshly or just even giving some words of insults that sounds like insults, please. So let's just avoid that. Yes, let's avoid that, please. So just for the benefit of if there are people that okay, they've not had maybe they've not been part of the three sessions before. So they understand what we have, what we are doing for again is this is Edu2Work. This is an entrepreneurship program for higher institutions students with Caleb University in partnership with Caleb University. So and our objective is to build a future for SMEs today by one empowering students like you with real life knowledge necessary to successfully operate in your choosing industry or become successful entrepreneurs yourself when you leave school And if you either you want to focus on your career and or you want to go into business entrepreneurship journey, you want to pursue your entrepreneurship journey in full. So these will equip you with the necessary background knowledge that will sustain you when you start your own, providing practical insights also into the entrepreneurial ecosystem so you understand how it plays the industries and everything and how to win. Because when you're starting your own, even if you're going into career wise also, the first thing that you must set for yourself is okay, you want to play to win. So if you're not setting that for yourself, definitely you are setting yourself on a path not for success. But when you understand the practical insight, you're already setting yourself straight on the path to win and you're ready to play to win. So we're fostering innovation and creativity among students also, encouraging collaboration and networking among students, and positioning Redwood Consulting, which is the organizer of this program as a true growers of the SME sector. So you will see from our two classes that I've gone ahead where we had Mrs. Hannah Yembajo, the MD of that's the managing director of Redwood Consulting, where she spoke about the women mindset and ethics to excel working for MSMEs and all the other ones. And also last week where we had um how to make a difference before, sorry, just by Mr. Ifeanyi, where he took us through the sessions of on how to is it on how to win, and before you dive into your own dive into your own business or SMEs or your own industry. And today we have Dr. Fred with us, who will be taking us through his own sessions also. And trust me, Dr. Fred, in a short while, you will get to hear about him and his profile. Is one of the giants in the industry. So I want you to be attentive enough, just like Dr. Florence mentioned, that have your notepad with you and ensure you are taking notes because most of the things you will say will be those things that you'll be assessed on in the assessment test. So just to test your knowledge, ensure that you listen attentively and you follow through across these sessions. So after the sessions, if there are questions, we are doing everything we can to have him in the room to answer questions. But if he's unable to join us, you have will take all your questions, share them with him, and he will provide an answer to all of them, which will communicate back to you. So in a nutshell, let's welcome Dr. Fred for his session. Just a second. Just a sec.
Hey there, future entrepreneurs. You're about to be inspired by a titan in ICT and managed services. Meet Dr. Fred Akintuwa, a seasoned executive with over 2 decades of excellence in problem solving, system management, banking, and project and program management. Dr. Akintuwa is the chairman of the Fegas Group of Companies, a diversified firm with interest in real estate, information and communication technologies, consultancy, and microcredit management. His impressive background in business development includes prestigious credentials from Stanford University, USA, the Owner Management Program at Lagos Business School, an MBA in Administration from Ambrose Ali University, and a BSc Honours in Computer Science from the University of Ibadan. He has also participated in the Lagos Business School and University of Wisconsin Short Study Tour. Dr. Akintuwa is a board member of several esteemed organizations, including Business as a Mission Nigeria and Africa, BAM Nigeria and Africa, Dancehall Christian Schools, and Fadmod Schools. He is a fellow of the Institute of Strategic Management of Nigeria. He's chartered and a member of various professional organizations such as the Nigeria Computer Society, Computer Professional Registration Council of Nigeria, Information Technology System and Security Professionals of Nigeria, and the Standard Seed Transformation Network of Nigeria. As a Christian, international speaker, leadership and life coach, teacher, and entrepreneur, Dr. Fred's journey is guided by God's word, integrity, long term and generational thinking, a sincere desire to uplift and help others succeed, and a strong commitment to personal development. So sit back and prepare to learn from an exceptional professional. Let's give a warm welcome to the incredible Dr. Fred Akintowa.
Hello, good day, students. My name is Dr. Fred Akintowa. I'm the
Others succeed, and a strong commitment to personal development. So sit back and prepare to learn from an exceptional professional. Let's give a warm welcome to the incredible Dr. Fred Akintowa.
Hello, good day, students. My name is Dr. Fred Akintowa. I'm the chairman, CEO of Fergus Group of Company. Fergus Group of Company is an organization that have branches and that have interest in ICT, interest in real estate, interest in training management, interest in fintech, interest in consultancies. We have very wide interest in so many areas. and I count it as a privilege for me to be with you this moment, students. When I have the privilege of talking with students, I see it as a great opportunity for me to connect with today and to connect with tomorrow. And I find it as a privilege for me to be a bridge. And for today, I want to greet students. Great pleasure to be with you. Today, I'm going to be taking you through something. And I'm going to be talking basically about SME. How do they win? How do people win in business as an entrepreneur? But the rationale behind this, which is the major cause for this, reason for this course, for this particular one I'm taking, is that we want us to know that the student must have a right thinking and a right mental orientation toward business. And the people that seek to work with the post-formal education, knowing the fact that many people, when they are done from school, they become like, they keep looking for job outside because they don't have the right attitude. They find it difficult to find a job. Therefore, the mission and the rationale behind this training is for you to have a right thinking, for you to have a right mental orientation, so that when you're done from school, you will not be disconnected from the physical world. We find out when there is no right frame of mind, many will get disappointed because what they taught them in school may be different from what they are seeing in the real life, and that becomes a major challenge. And that is why today we want to see how we can bridge the gap. Well, what are we trying to do? This training will prepare you students to focus on how to make a positive difference despite the personality, the reason that is happening, the social cultural environment you find yourself. Irrespective of where you find yourself, the ultimate is that you should be able to fit in. We want to build it to be the right peg in the right hole. And that is the rationale behind this course. I'm going to be looking at this course. If this module is divided into 4 units. The first unit is how do SME, how do they evolve? What are the pros and the cons? Number 2, we're going to be looking at the broad type of SME. Number 3, we're going to be looking at the owner and leader's expectation from workers. And the fourth one is how do we develop a winning work culture? That's going to be the focus, the module that we're going to be looking at today. Now, let me first of all start with this. When you talk about entrepreneur, who is an entrepreneur? I need you to take a biro and a paper and just jot it down. Your definition of entrepreneur. I wish I can see it. An entrepreneur is an individual who creates, who organizes, and who manages businesses or enterprise. The main vision often is for them to earn a profit. Entrepreneur is someone that comes into a level where they create, they organize, they manage businesses, they combine all this together. At the end of the whole day, you should be able to make a profit. Another translation, another definition of entrepreneur said, is an individual that identifies the need in the marketplace and work on how to fulfill the need. When you solve a problem, then you are a solution provider, and all solution provider tendency need to say to be called an entrepreneur. Therefore, what we say is an individual who identify the need in the marketplace, then you work to fulfill it. Now, when you look at this term, it has been applied to individuals who start a business that see the ability to fulfill a specific need or an economic opportunity and capitalize on that level. Now, when you now talk about entrepreneur, there are some key qualities they must possess. One of them is that as an entrepreneur, you must have vision. You must see solution where people are seeing problem. You must be able to identify opportunities and envision a successful business. You must be able to see beyond what everybody is seeing to be a successful entrepreneur. As a successful entrepreneur, before you can become a successful entrepreneur, you must be ready to take risk. Risk taking is very key. You must be willing to take calculated risks. So that when you are pursuing your vision, all these things are coming in, how do you overcome the risk? When you take a risk, look at what are the risk mitigants. Then again, as an entrepreneur, you must have an ability to bounce back from setback and failures. See, if you don't have a resilient spirit, as you can't be an entrepreneur. When things are not working, what do? When things are working, everybody will be rejoicing with you. One of these things are not working, how do you bounce back? It must be a key factor. An entrepreneur must be able to generate an idea. You must be innovative. You must be able to think outside the box. In fact, there is no box for an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur must have a leadership skill. You must be able to motivate and manage others to achieve their goals. When you cannot lead people, then you may not be the best entrepreneur. Someone said, when you are going alone without anybody following you, when you cannot make impact, when you cannot lead, then you are taking a journey. You're just taking a stroll. And the reality of it is that as an entrepreneur, you must be able to lead. And finally, as an entrepreneur, you must be adaptable. You should be able to change circumstances. When there's a shift in the market or shift in the economy, you should be able to know how you can move from one level to another. I've told you many a times, where you started or something, that's where you're going to be to the end of the journey. As an entrepreneur, you must be able to adjust. Therefore, today, I'm going to also be looking deep forward. I've talked about the issue of entrepreneur and the basic things to do business or to do enterprises. When we now talk about this, I will now want us to look down. I will take it down. What are the type of entrepreneurs that we have? Can we take a look at it? Can we see them one after the other? The first one I'm going to talk about is innovators. The first entrepreneur set of entrepreneurs, the type of people I want us to look at are the innovators. Who are the innovators? They are the ones that completely generate new ideas. They sleep, they wake up with new ideas. That is number one. Number two, they change the way people think and the way people do things. When you are working with a man that is full of ideas, thinking of ideas on a daily basis, you will cite that this entrepreneur is not just ordinary, it's an innovator. Someone that can change the way people think, the way people do things. It comes in an entrepreneur, an innovative entrepreneur. Now, they tend to be extremely passionate and obsessive. When they get involved, when they have an idea, they involve themselves into it, they put everything that they have into it, they burn the bridge behind them. In fact, they take high risk. Those are the innovative entrepreneurs. What do they do? They produce new ways to market their products. How do they do it? They choose differentiation strategies. They look at different areas. They don't just follow the status quo. An innovative entrepreneur, they don't just follow, this is how we do it. Why must we do it like this? They think in another dimension that is quite different from what the world is thinking about. When you look at it today, when you see someone like Steve Jobs came on with the ideas of what we are seeing today that we're enjoying in Apple, a man saw what many people did not see. When you look at Larry Page of Google, today if you want to ask anything now, if you are confused and you need direction, if you want to know the meaning of your name, they will tell you what? Go to Google. Someone came up with that idea. Before everybody will be carrying dictionary to be looking at it, now just type it on Google and you get the result. When you look at someone like Bill Gates, came up with the idea of Microsoft. See, everybody was talking about Microsoft. Now the man is going beyond just Microsoft. Now he's going into issue of how to even have influence all over the world. Thinking about climate change, thinking about health, thinking about the population of the world. He's thinking about so many things. In fact, during the time of COVID, he came up with how during the pandemic, how can they get vaccination? The man is going far and wide. You know, look at it, it's not just, hey, an IT man that just fold his hand. No! It's a man that is thinking about how to make things work. Look at Alibaba. Several things. Several people are coming up with different ideas. People that generate ideas, they are called innovative entrepreneurs. to ask you, do you think you love generating ideas? Do you like discovering something new? Are you so fascinated when you see something new? Oh, that may be a sign that you belong to the innovative entrepreneur. Or do you work with the boss that every time is asking you for new ideas and is asking you, oh, I need this, I need that? That's a sign of innovative entrepreneur. Now let's look at the advantages and the disadvantages of being an innovative entrepreneur. Everything has its own pros and cons. Let's look at it. Number one, advantages. They get all the glory for the success of the business. All the glory. Everything, everybody want to say. Today we talk about Today we talk about Larry Page, we talk about, we talk about many of these people. Are they the only one doing it? They're not the one doing it, but they want to get the glory. Everybody talked about them because they came up with the idea, innovation. And what did they do? They create the rules everybody follow. Innovators create rules. Innovative entrepreneurs, they come up with the rules. Everybody follow suit. And one of the major things is that they have an idea of first mover advantages. What do? They face minimal competition during their initial stage. Because they're coming up with something new. Look at the time when phone came, everybody was using a landline. Suddenly mobile phone came. It looked like play. When they came in, Sajem came in, if I remember, Sajem came into the market, Motorola came in, then we just saw Nokia. And then everybody was doing the thing. In fact, when you look at it in Nigeria as an example, when MTN came into the market, the guy, you know how much they were selling SIM card? At that time, people were buying SIM card to like around 30,000 naira. I'm talking about over 20 years ago. People were buying SIM card for like 30,000 naira. It was like a scarce commodity. SIM card! And when you have your SIM card, you come with your Sajem, yellow. Sometimes you come up with Nokia. And everybody was seeing it as it was a great innovation. Everybody was eager to get. People will save money just to go buy SIM card. Before you realize, I can remember that Econet came to me. But today, when you look at the whole market now, the market is flooded. They've taken the whole glory. They've taken a lot, but yet they need to sustain themselves by being in the market. And again, what are the disadvantages of this innovative entrepreneur? Number one, they need a lot of capital to bring new ideas to life. See, when you see result, it takes a lot of things. Many income has grown, many income comes in, many expenditures, many things have been stored. It takes a lot of money invested before you can even see the light of the day. You know, and one of the major things is that publicity, the issue of marketing, branding, it's not a joke. And because of that, they face a lot of challenges, sometimes from resistance from the shareholders. When you have an innovator as the chairman of the company, and you want to come up with an idea, you can imagine the people are going to contend with resistance. And at the same time, you now find out that the time frame for success is longer. It takes a long time. But if they're successful, they take the glory. But the time frame is very long. Now let's look at it. Those are the pros and the cons of innovative entrepreneur. Now, when you want to work with an innovators, you want to work with an innovative entrepreneur. As a student, you have just graduated, you are looking for a job, and you find out that your boss is an innovative entrepreneur. What do you do? How best can you work with them? Number one, you yourself, you must be innovative yourself. Because when an innovator meet an innovator, like the deadline. When you are innovative yourself, you discover that there will be an attraction. Magnet will never, attract water or wood. Magnet will always attract iron. You must be innovative yourself. Number two, you must be solution oriented. You must see beyond what everybody is seeing. Don't just see the challenges, see solution. Number three, you must be able to think outside the box always. Don't ever say things are not possible. When you work with an innovative entrepreneur, they don't see things as impossible. Think outside the box. Number four, You must be knowledgeable. You must be able to seek relevant information. When you do this, your life will be smoother. You will enjoy yourself. And number five, you must be able to make strong contribution during the ideation meeting. I felt pain, and I dislike how can we come for an ideation meeting and yet as a staff you don't talk, you just keep quiet and you're watching. No way. No idea is wrong. You must be ready to contribute to ideas to the development of the organization if you want to enjoy yourself with an innovative entrepreneur. Are we together? Does it make sense? Again, I want to say it here, the last one. You must be open to suggestions and learn how to build on ideas. Don't just think what you have is final. No! There is a project called, there's a process of design thinking. In design thinking, ideation is key, brainstorming is there. You must be ready to even change your idea, look at other, or accommodate other ideas. You must be ready to build on ideas. Don't just assume what you know is final. No! Are we together? Does it make sense? These are key things that you need to have if you want to work with an innovative entrepreneur. Let me go to the second one. Second one, I call them the hustler entrepreneurs. Who are the hustlers entrepreneurs? Hustler, they work harder. They are willing to get their hands dirty. In fact, these are the people that believe in bootstrapping, which means they often start small and they think about the efforts. Hustlers entrepreneur, these are the ones they focus on starting small and they look at it. They don't want to take dangerous risks that will kill them before their day. They want to start small and grow big. That's all. They are motivated by their dreams and they will work extremely so hard to make sure they achieve their dreams. Those are the hustlers. In fact, one of the examples of hustlers entrepreneurs is Makuba. Makuba is a good example of hustlers. He started young by selling trash bags. He went in, he was selling newspapers, he was selling postage stamps. Later on, he moved on. This hustle spirit later created a gold mine, which later led to where he acquired Yahoo. I mean, these are the people that believe that, hey, if we start small, we can grow. We call them hustler entrepreneur. Are we together with me? If you get what I'm saying, just come up so that we know that we are flowing together. Good. Now, these people, when you look at them, can we just take a look? Can we strip down? Can we look at their pros and the cons? Can we look at the advantages? Number one, as an hustler, what are the advantages of being an hustler and an innovator? I mean, hustler entrepreneur. Number one, they will outwork most. They work. And you now look at it in the process of hustling, they've been able to build a very thick skin. They don't give up easily. They don't give up because they've learned a lot. They've seen what it means to start small. They don't give up. And you don't know what happened. They see disappointment as rejection and rejection as a stepping stone in the process of life. Those are the people that can tell you that all things are possible because they've gone through it. When you work with anybody and you see them that they don't give up, they don't answer, find out they may be an hustler entrepreneur. But what are the disadvantages? When you look at it, if care is not taken, they are prone to burnt out. They can work and work and work until they are fat up and finished. Again, if they are not careful, they also wear out their team members. Because if you don't have the same work ethic with others, it becomes more crazy because many of them, they will come, they will stay at work, they can stay till late at night, they don't close, they don't know closing period, they don't know when they resume, they can work, they are workaholic. And one of the major things again, disadvantages of these hustler innovators or hustler entrepreneur, they don't see value in raising capitals. They believe in bootstrapping. They believe if they work harder, they can make more money. They don't raise capitals. These are some dangerous things about these people. Now, how best can we work with these hustlers? If you are coming out, if you are graduating and you want to work, you are posted to the organization and you discover, hey, based on these characteristics that we have shared with you, that my boss is an hustler. How can you work with them? Number one, you must also be an hustler yourself. You must be ready to hustle. Number two, you must have a keen eye for business opportunity. You must be ready to see opportunities. You must not sit down and be seeing crisis. You must not be seeing challenges only. See opportunity in the midst of challenges. Number three, you must be able to communicate your thought and your opinion about the business frequently. If you want to work with an hustler, you don't just keep quiet. You're ready to communicate. Communication is very, very important. It's key. Then, as much as possible, hey, you do not be a water of resources. You don't waste resources. Be a prudent person. When you work with an hustler, every naira matters. Every dollar matters. Every coins matter. You must not be a waster. You must be prudent. If they see you as a waster, you will cure the wrath of the boss. But if you know how to manage things, sincerely speaking, you will enjoy yourself. And one of the major things again that you need to know, if you are working with an hustler, you must not be lazy. They will never tolerate laziness. You must be hardworking. You must be ready. Then you must be knowledgeable and be ready to seek useful information. Don't just give things that does not make you don't just give irrelevant information, but ready to give information that is very, very key. And finally, you must have eyes for financials. You must have eyes for financials. It's very, very important. Now, what are the major things that you need to look at when you talk about hustlers? Now, the next set of people I want to look at, I call them the imitators entrepreneur. The imitators. From the word imitators, they imitate. What do? They copy. Imitators, they always just to copy. Once you are coming up with an idea like this, they copy your ideas. They copy certain business ideas and they improve on them. They don't generate ideas. They wait for ideas to be rolled out and they will go there, copy the idea and rebrand the idea. That if care is not taken, the owner of the idea will be surprised that it was the idea that they changed. Again, they're always looking for a way to make a particular product better. They want to see how they can find two things. When you look at it, as I said, when the issue of DSM came out, look at the phone that came out, before you realize, different thing came out, different phone today to where we are today now. Phone, we can now use phone instead of normal camera that we are used to. You can use your phone to do everything again. Someone came up with these ideas, imitators imitate these things. Now today you now see, if you come up with an idea, Apple have one phone now. Some people they've imitated Apple, they have a phone that works like Apple. You now see imitators have that many. It's another kind of entrepreneurship. Imitation entrepreneurship. Now these imitators, what are the advantages? Number one, they refine business idea and it is very easy and less stressful. As an imitator, your own is just to wait for an idea that is coming out. What do? They just refine the business ideas. And it's not stressful. Their refining is easier and at the same time it's less stressful. Number two, you find out they can easily benchmark their performances with the original ideas. Look, they have a yardstick. They now benchmark their own ideas or what they are doing, their performances with original ideas. Number three, what do? They can learn and avoid mistakes that were made by the originator. See, before the imitators, they wait. They look at downfalls of all those things and they come up with their own things that look so good. Imitators. Now, let's look at the disadvantage. The ideas are always compared to the original ideas. There are some people now, when you look at them, it could be maybe, let me give you an example, somebody that came up with an idea, maybe Edu2Work. Some people will say, okay, oh, Edu2Work. You know, they saw it somewhere. They're trying to work it out. And if you're not careful enough, that they always come. When people now hear this, you want to compare with the original ideas. People tend to compare their product, compare their effort, compare their business with the original ideas. Therefore, they are prone to comparison. And one of the major things is that they always play what I call catch up. They always learn. They don't have time, they can't rest. Because as you are imitating other people, those people are also changing their posts, they keep working, they keep running. They are always playing the catch up game. And we now know, to be sincere with you, it is not an easy project to execute. To be an imitator is not an easy thing. It's not. And that's why today we have many imitators, entrepreneurs, as they've exposed themselves into crises that lead to a lot. If you are an imitator, you know you are going to be exposed to all those challenges, litigations upon litigations, which is quite different from you are being the originator of your own ideas. Now, how do you best work with an imitator? How can you work with an imitator so that you can be successful? Number one, you must be creative too. You must be sincere with you. It will take creativity for anybody to imitate the right product. You must be creative. Number two, you must have a solution mindset. You too must be ready. Number three, be knowledgeable and bring relevant suggestions to the organization. Don't just sit down there and just be looking. No, you must be knowledgeable. You too must be able to understand. For anybody to imitate a product, they must have studied that product. Therefore, if you want to work with an imitator, you must be knowledgeable. You must be able to bring a relevant suggestion to the organization. And number four, you must be open to other people's view. Your view, it's not the final. Be ready for other people. And number five, take pride in the organization adapted solution. You will never work with an imitator and be criticizing their product. No, you don't dare do it. You too must also take the light. If you look at what is happening today in our nation here in Nigeria, Coca-Cola was moving fast and they were having the largest market share when it comes to soft drinks. Suddenly Biggie came up. Today Big Cola came up. And you now look at it, if you see what is happening now, things are happening. They imitated Coca-Cola, and if you're not look at the price today, they're almost peer to peer. And if you are working with Biggie, you must not look down on your product when you get to any organization. It will be unfair for you to be working with Biggie and stock your fridge with Coca-Cola. No. You must be able to come to level, be proud of your product, and also take pride in your organization. Now, finally, along this path, you must be ready to satisfy your customer. If you are an imitator and you want to work with an imitator, when your customer comes with an idea, it is your responsibility to see how you can help them. Good. We're going to the next one. Remember, I've talked about a few ones. I'm going to list them later on. We're going to be talking about the researcher. The researcher is another kind of entrepreneurship. Who are the researchers? They take their time to gather relevant information about their ideas so that they will avoid failures. The researcher entrepreneurs, they believe in starting a business that have a high chances of success. don't believe in just failure. This type of entrepreneur, they usually take a lot of time to launch their product. Again, they rely so much on data and facts rather than instinct and intuition. No, they find out, they do their market research, they make sure they have the fact and figure before they ever get into any product. Unlike innovator can base on idea, can base on insight, can base on intuition and commercial. But researcher will go beyond that. They want to find out. They want to find out what is the market saying, what are the people saying, how many people will accept our product. They take their time to do more research before they launch their product. Now, when you now look at this, what is the advantage or the advantages that comes to being a researcher entrepreneur? Number one, they plan for as many contingencies as possible. They have this what I call lot of if scenarios. They know it. They know their product in and out. They have a lot of plans. They plan for several contingencies. Therefore, they can be caught unaware. They write details, well thought out business and financial plans. They know it very well. They focus on data and information. They don't just go by gut feelings. No, they have their data. They have their information in total, not just on gut feeling. They won't start unless they feel like they know their market. No, they won't launch their product until they know the market very well. Are you following me? Are you with me there? If you are with me there, just stop up, let me know that we are together. No, they won't just start business until they have done their market research very well. And you know what happens, that they will minimize their chances of failing in business. When you work with a researcher entrepreneur, they minimize all their chances of failing. The chances of failing is always minimized. No. What are the disadvantages? Let's look at it. It's so funny. While they are researching, where they are typically slow movers. When they are still thinking, other people have launched the same product they want to launch, and that becomes a major challenge. You can imagine somebody doing research, and yet the market share has gone. When will you continue to do research? Are you saying research is bad? No, but there must be a way for you to balance it all. They don't like to take risks. They don't like the risks that will impact their progress in their new venture. No, they don't just do it. They don't just take risks that will affect their progress. In everything they want to do, they are so much careful before they take decision. And one of the major problems that we find out about them is that they can fall into the habit of obsessing over numbers and focusing less on running the business. It can be so much obsessed with number. Find out about research, R&D, research and development, and yet the market is growing. You keep doing research and development, and yet people are taking over the market. That's a tendency for them. If care is not taken, they lose their share in the market. Now, if you want to work with a researcher, what do you need to do? Number one, you must be comfortable with analysis. But be careful, because too much of analysis can lead to paralysis. As much as possible, you must be comfortable with analysis. Number two, you must have a mindset for fact and data. You must have mindset that, hey, fact and data are key. Number three, you must be knowledgeable. You must love numbers. You must love numbers. If you don't like numbers and you are not knowledgeable about the issue of numbers, don't go and work with research, because it could be very stressful. Number four, you must support every decision with a clear empirical data. You must be able to give data, accurate data. Number five, you must take a course on business analysis. It's key. That was why recently now we have a school that we have to teach people on business analysis. If you really want to work with researcher, you come and take that course. Number six, you must be comfortable with business solution software. if you want to work with Sasha. It's very key. Now, I'm moving on gradually. The next set of entrepreneurs I want to talk about are the buyers. Who are the buyers? One thing that defines buyers is that they are wealthy. They have the money back. They have the money and they specialize in buy promises business. When any business is promising, any business is anywhere, they buy it out or they buy it to it. The buyer entrepreneur, they identify businesses, they assess its viability, they proceed to acquire it, and they find the most suitable person to run and grow it. Even for business, they get it to it, they buy it. Today, when you look at what is happening, the payment engine in Nigeria, one of the best payment engines in this country today, PayStart, has been put over. So people solve prospect there and they invested into it. Now, buyer, what is the advantages about being a buyer? Number one, they buy an already established venture in a less risky way. Because when you are buying an already established venture, if the risk is low, anyway, you must have done your due diligence before you talk about buying. They don't have to worry too much about innovation. They just buy. They can focus on building on something that have already been built. And you know what happened? They have a market already for their products. Their own is just to keep cruising. It's the best way to cruise without stress. What are the disadvantages? Number one, they usually pay high price for good business. When the businesses are good, they pay high for it. And they will face the risk. Look, if they don't do their due diligence, if they end up buying a business that has problem, that can turn to be a major crisis for them. That is why there's a risk of buying businesses that have problem. Because when the business is packaged, if they don't do their due diligence very well, there's a tendency for them to buy into crisis. And that can cause a lot of major, crisis for them. Now, how do you work with a buyer? If you have an entrepreneur that's a buyer, that have a buyer's mindset, how best do you work with him? So number one, you must have a business developer's mindset. You always ask, how can this business grow further? You also think about the growth of the organization. You are thinking about how you can develop the organization. Then that's the best entrepreneur to work with. You must look out for business opportunities. If you want to work with a buyer, you want to work with a buyer and entrepreneur as a buyer, you must be able to look out for business opportunity. Number three, you must be able to communicate any opportunity internally. You don't keep quiet. You communicate internally. Then you must be deliberate to make positive contribution at the meeting. When there's any meeting, you must be ready to contribute positively. Number five, you must also be comfortable with analysis. That's how best to work with this group. Then you must be knowledgeable. You must be ready to read any write-offs, any articles. Be ready to read because they are very, very good. They will add value to your life if you want to work with a buyer entrepreneur. Now, the question is, how do you know the type of entrepreneur? How do you know which section or which of the entrepreneur is your boss? How can you know? Number one, read the profile of any of the entrepreneur as widely as possible. Check the MD, check the CEO, read their profile. Log on to their profile, log on to their systems on LinkedIn and all other social media. Read about them. Number two, study the organization history, especially the foundation, the challenges, the growth. Log on online, find out about them. Everything you need to know about the organization, study it. That is how best to know the kind of entrepreneur boss that you are going to be working with. Number three, ask both the entrepreneur and some member of the staff questions to gain more insight about the enterprises. Don't just keep quiet. Some people are invited and during the interview, they ask them to ask questions. They don't know what to ask. Ask questions about the organization. Find out more. Number four, you must be able to analyze your key outtake to fit into the entrepreneurial categories. When you analyze all your key outtake, everything that you have seen, analyze them into a category. When you look at it, there's a table later on that is attached to this video. Take a look at it, you'll see the analysis. You must be able to adapt your behavior so that you suit or you complement the entrepreneur that you work with. Now, this table that I'm talking about, let me talk a little about it. Is a table. How do you reduce the type of entrepreneur? Number one, looking at the business formation. One, as an innovator, they have original business ideas. Hustler, what they do is attended and they traded in many businesses. Imitators, what do? They just adapt businesses. Researchers, they are empirical method. They are into fact finding, business. Therefore, they are driven by fact. And the buyer, they acquire different businesses. When you look at what are the prevalent practices in innovation, when you are coming into that scene, you find that they are more into ideation. They take risk. They encourage their staff to give their own opinion. But when you work with an hustler is open to profitable new businesses. They are just busy at work. Their environment is busy. In fact, they have several abandoned projects. That is for hustler. When you now come into imitators, what do? They benchmark their competitors. When you enter into the office, you will see competitors. These people, they just want to imitate. They benchmark their competitors. They are to fact finding, the questions, the orientation, how can this work? That's their own area when it comes to what is practicing in that organization. When you enter into a researchers organization, what do? You will see data, you will see facts, you will see analysis. Every decision is based on data. But when you now get into buyer's environment, what do you see? You see information seeking, you see social network capability, the network. That is what is prevailing, the prevalent practices when you enter to the office. Now, when you get into the environment, when you look at the environment of people that are really into this level, how do you differentiate these people when you enter to the environment? Number one, when you get into the environment where the innovators are, they are always fast-paced. The fast-paced. Same thing with hustler. Hustler tools on the move. Imitators, they are mid-range. They are not really fast, they are waiting for somebody to finish the product that they can latch on. But researchers are very slow. And buyers too, they are mid-range. Now, when you now look at what are the orientation of all these entrepreneurs, what are the natural structural orientations? One, as an innovator, they are flexible. They are very flexible. Same thing with hustler. Hustler is very, very flexible. But imitators, they are semi-functional. They are not. While researchers are symmetric, they are systematic, they are functional, they base on rules and regulations. They just work by data. While you look at buyers too, buyers are flexible. Now, when we are now trying to target up this course, I want to ask you as a student, what type of entrepreneur are you? It's a question that you need to ask yourself. To be a successful entrepreneur, you have to think differently and make the right decision. Now, when you now understand the kind of entrepreneur that you are, it will help you to know how to work with others and how to bring your ideas to life. You need to sit down and understand who you are. You must be able to think and think well. Let me tell it all here. That look, as an entrepreneur, there's a way they think. Entrepreneur, they think by action. They think in possibilities. They think. Sometimes they can think in ambiguity. Sometimes the thinking embraces risk. And you now know, many times entrepreneur thinking patterns. Now let me say this generally for you who are going to work irrespective of where you're working or who you're going to work with. Whenever you find yourself in any office, what is expected of you as an employee, as an employee, when you are employed at an organization, as a staff, what is expected of you? Let me say this. I'm going to give you some point while we tie it up. Number one, you must have a positive attitude. You must have positive attitude. You must dress properly. The way you dress is the way you be addressed. You must be punctual to work. Coming late is uncalled for. You must be dependable. You must be trustworthy. Ready to help others and not just be selfish. You must have desire to grow. And look, to be sincere with you, you must be able to communicate effectively. And beautifully, you must be ready to meet deadlines. Excuses are not tolerable. Excuses are not approved. Excuses are not accepted in a good organization. You must be self-motivated. Not every time you need someone to push you. There must be an inner drive pushing you. That is part of the expectation that we are expecting from you when you come to work. Then you must be ready to learn from your mistake and mistake of others. Don't keep doing the same mistake repeatedly. No. Don't become poor. What is the meaning of poor? Passing over opportunity repeatedly. Don't. When you see an opportunity, make use of it. Capitalize on it. These are the culture. And again, let me say this to you. What are the winning culture that you need to build for you to be successful in any organization you find yourself? Now, let me ask you, what is the meaning of this winning culture? What do you mean by that? Winning culture is how an employee, you that I'm talking to, how you behave such that other people will be inspired to be part of your team and be loyal to you. How do you win? How do you work to win others to work with you? How do you motivate others employees to do the right thing, even when such is not easy? You see, let me be sincere with you. You must not only know what you should do, but you should know how to do it and how to do it well. It's very, very key. We are exposed to ourselves. We are in an environment now that the whole world is waiting for people that can make impact. I want to say to you today, it's high time for us to see, high time for us to look, high time for us to ask ourselves questions. What am I? What do I need? What do I want to do? Let me say this as a roundup. I've talked to you about what an entrepreneur is all about, and I've told you a little about type of entrepreneur. And I said, number one, we have our innovators, we have the hustlers, we have the imitators, we have the researchers, and we have the buyers. And we have also told you how you can work with each of this group. What do you need? And I've done a little bit of comparative analysis of each of these entrepreneurs. Therefore, for you to know that, hey, you yourself, for you to also be successful in life, it's high time you take a Bible and paper. Ask yourself this question: who am I? Am I an entrepreneur? What kind of entrepreneur am I? And as you do this, you can be rest assured that things will work out for you. Well, I'm open. If there's any question, I'm here. You want to ask me any question, I am here for you. Students, any question, you are free to ask me. Send it to me by mail, send it to me by chat, and you can also ask here. I'll be ready to give you an answer for it. Thank you very much for this privilege and the opportunity to have time with you. Once again, my name is Dr. Fred Akintua, the Group MD of Fegas Group. Thank you very much and have a lovely day. Bye.
Hey future entrepreneurs, I trust you had an insightful and inspiring session with Dr. Fred. Would you like to make the most of your personal development journey and document it in style? Share your thoughts with us on LinkedIn and Instagram, and do not forget to tag or collaborate with us at Redwood Consulting. Let's celebrate your growth and cheer you every step of the way. Hey there future entrepreneurs,
Wow. How has been that session with Dr. Fred? Can I get a feedback? How was that session with Dr. Fred?
Impactful.
Yeah, awesome. That's great. That's great. You can keep it coming. You can keep it coming. Oh, was I the only one that was taking note as I was speaking across?
It was a very knowledgeable class, sir.
Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, we know anytime we have Dr. Fred comes to speak with us or to have any session, it has always been insightful because he shares from um the wealth of his industry knowledge and experience also. And so we are glad to have him today and to have him in the session. Just a second, so I want to confirm. Okay, I was just trying to confirm if he was in the house to take Q&A. So, but apparently because of a couple of engagement from his end, so he's unable to join. Also, we believe today's session has been quite very impactful, and you've gleaned in knowledge and insights that can help prep you for your entrepreneurship journey also. So, before we even call it a wrap for today, I thought we have just a small gift for you. Divine, are you ready for them? Divine, are you ready?
Give me a minute, please. Give me a minute.
Okay. So she'll be sharing a screen shortly. So we called it the fastest finger first. So just a small token from I'm Ready Consulting, just to support. Okay, we know you've been using your airtime and your data to connect to the session. So we just want to do a little, just small giveaway to students today. So and in the spirit of fairness, we'll make it the fastest figure first, and whoever gets it gets to enjoy it. So wait for a while it comes. So we'll have this today, and there's a little twist to that of next week. So I will encourage you. I won't let the cat out of the bag, but I will encourage you to join early as much as possible next week. So the screen is loading. The screen is loading. Yeah, here we go. So let's roll. Let's roll. Fastest finger first. Let's see who gets it. So once you get it, I want to get any of the airtime, just do a shout out. Just give out a shout out. We have Glow for the Glow 58060025124353. Ethel, we have 02737890177151117. And we have MTN 4677049518616209. Both were us on Zoom, and those people viewing and joining us also on the YouTube link. So anyone, 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 any of the fastest fingers who has gotten it? Wow, no one has gotten it yet. Anyone? Anyone? Okay, okay, one person, Adetifa Moyoluwa. Okay, which one did you get? Adetifa Moyoluwa, which of the airtime did you get? MTN. Okay, you got the MTN. Congratulations. So, okay, we have the Glow and the Airtel. Oh, you got the Airtel, Caleb. Great, great, great. Great, you are welcome. You are welcome. Oh, we got the Glow. So we have Ukechi Obodo. Yeah, you got the Glow. Yeah, good, good, good. So for next week, like I said, do well to come in early. We have it's a price package. I won't let the cat out of the bag more than that. So we have that. So do well to join in as early as possible. Invite your friends also. Next week will be the last lesson, the last class for this program. And after the class there, I think in-house, we are still looking at, okay, if we should have what we call maybe like a Q&A sessions, just if there are feedbacks, questions, generally, we'll communicate that with you and on how it's going to work, the modality and the day that is going to be. So just remember also immediately after this session by 2 p.m., we'll be having the what's it called? We'll be having the assessment test coming up immediately after. That's by 2 p.m. today, and ensure that okay we follow the way it has been splitted to avoid everybody rushing into taking the course. When you rush in, it affects the server because in-house on our hand our server doesn't have the huge capacity to carry the number of traffic that is coming in particular time because this is just a side something, just a program that will run just once in a while. So we don't have to waste too much investment into purchasing a higher server. So we do as much as possible, we do our best to manage what we have and to ensure that, okay, it works. So when everybody rushes to take the assessment test, it affects the server capacity. And for
Yeah,
this
what's
server,
the everything you do yesterday, really?
sorry? So please kindly mute. Please kindly mute to avoid distraction during this session. So uh, we have our other website and other things also hosted on this server that other traffics are also going to. So if everybody just bombards it at the same time, it affects it. And once the server goes down, it becomes uneasy for you to access the portal. We've given that chance and we've given it we've programmed the server to at least accommodate. So even if you attempted the first time and you are unable to answer the questions or do that, so it will still be accommodated based on your IP and it will allow you to write it. But let's ensure we follow the alphabetical orders that it has been splitted. I think the A to H. Please give me a second. Let me just a second. I want to quickly pull that up. So and so that I want to share the screen so that everybody can see it and we all follow through. Just a second. Okay. So I believe you can see my screen. So let's ensure, okay, people with the last name starting from A to H, ensure that, okay, you log on between the hours of 2 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. People with from high to R, ensure that, okay, you log on between the hours of 3 to 35 and 3:35 to 5 p.m. and S to Z. Ensure that, okay, you write your assessment within the hours of 5:05 to 7 p.m. So please let's follow that strictly to avoid okay, you are coming in and the system is telling you because of a single attempt that you've come in into it has recognized your IP and telling you that, okay, the quiz has expired, just like it happened last week, despite the fact, because from internally, we can track all IP. We can see everyone that comes on the platform. I can tell you that we can see everybody and the time everybody's coming into it. So we still saw that, okay, huge inflow of people are still coming on it, even though we've splitted it to let you know that, okay, coming within this hour to this hour to avoid all that. And after much soliciting from in-house, the management team and the likes, that was when we had to now look at it again to reopen it for you to write it out yesterday. And we have a very good number of people. I think only just few percentage of people that didn't write the assessment yesterday. So, and if anything like that happened also, I'm not promising, but we'll look into it. But ensure from your hand that you follow through. Once you are able to get a reasonable percentage of people to write the test, trust me, for the management to agree on either extending or reopening the test might be the chances will be very minute, also very, very small. So ensure you follow through. Ensure you follow through the instruction. Log in with your your official, which is your school email address. Otherwise, you won't be able to access the portal, the assessment, the questions, and the quiz, and everything. So ensure you follow through. The questions are based on each of the class you have for the day. So that's that on the quiz. Next week will be the last session where we'll be having Mrs. Chika Adibo, the CEO of EL Lab, joining us to wrap this session up, and she will be giving a session also. She'll be giving a session also for next week. She'll be giving a session for next week. So for that, Doctor, I don't know if you have any other information to pass across to the students.
No, not at all. Everything is in line.
All right, okay. Thank you very much. So I think
Sir, are
for
they giving us certificate?
yes, there will be certificates after the class. So we'll do that, make that available to you after the session. And also, I think there's a token coming into either the best, a couple of the best students also. So we'll discuss the modality about that later on the later dates. So in the absence of no other question or any other thing. So like I said before the session to say, okay, if you have your questions, you can drop it in the chat box. I noticed that, okay, there are no questions. So you can drop it in the chat box. We'll collect everything. So share with the speaker and also get his response. And once it comes back, we will share his response with us on the page. Yeah, so you can still do that. You can still drop your questions. So if you have questions from his class, from his session, so you can go ahead and do that. Congratulations to the airtime winners, and get ready for much more for next week. Yeah, so get ready for much more for next week. So in the absence of no other thing, so we are saying a big thank you to thank you, Dr. Folonisha, for the coordination with the students. We say a big thank you to the Redwood team and also to the Caleb University for this partnership and the sessions we have with the 300 level students. Everyone that have joined today's class, we celebrate with you too, and we say thank you for joining the class. We know the session has been a great one and an impactful one with a couple of industry knowledge that has been shared with you. Just endeavor to keep them bear them in mind and ensure you apply them when you have the opportunity, either coming into the workspace of starting your own business. You factor all that and you ensure that, okay, there's success in everything you do. So with that, we'll be calling the session close for the day. So like I still said again, if you have questions, you can drop them in the chat room, and if not, you can just then we can leave it like that. So uh, goodbye, everyone. See you again same time. So, next week Friday for the final class. Thank you, everyone. Bye.